Hey guys, this is Mark, and the purpose of this video today is to hopefully help you get streaming with your Mac a lot faster than I did. Um, Mainly streaming World of Warcraft. I searched on the internet for days looking how to correctly configure and get all this stuff right. And some people are streaming Xbox, some people are streaming indie games or whatever, but there's really not too many tutorials out there with people showing you how to stream a video game, World of Warcraft. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to go over the basic things you need. All these things are free, and just the basic settings to get you go with streaming your cam, getting the audio put through correctly, getting your settings set up correctly, and getting your Teamspeak set up. The Teamspeak part is pretty universal. Mumble, Teamspeak, Ventrilo, OpenRaid, RaidCall, whatever you have, that part should be similar. But first of all, I started with opening up World of Warcraft, and I got that running in the background because it's going to be my source. Right here I got a Pandaren Hunter, and we're going to go to the first application you need. It's called CamTwist. It's a free app. Look in the description below. There'll be a link to where you can download it. But when you get this app, one of the first things you want to do is go to the preferences. Open up the preferences. Don't touch video apps, and don't touch video devices. You don't need to do anything in there. Go to the General tab, and make sure your audio output device is set to Soundflower 2CH, and make sure your frame rate is set to 30 frames per second. If you have a really fast computer, then you can set it to 60, but for the average Joe, 30 frames will do just nicely. This area here, the last area of this, 1280 by 720. This is the minimum for high definition, 720. You could go 1280 by 1080 for the next step up if you wanted to. But this is what I'm going to capture my screen at right here. So remember this setting here, 1280 by 720. And then we can put this away. Now back into the CamTwist program itself. I could go through all this. I'm not going to go through all this and explain everything, but I'm just the basics here. Click on Desktop Plus, and that'll put Desktop right here in the Effects and Use, and then some settings will open up over here underneath Settings. What we want to do is check Confine to Application Window, and then since we already have Warcraft running, we don't have to refresh, but if you open up Warcraft after you open CamTwist, you might want to hit refresh so we can get that program in here. Select World of Warcraft, and we're pretty much done with this part of it. You can go through here and add other things like images or whatever, and then you can save your setup. Like I see here, I have some Twitch setup saved that I can just load in. But for the basics of getting you on your feet, this is it. Desktop Plus. Confine to application window. You can filter out untitled windows if you want, and then select World of Warcraft. The next application you'll need is called Flash Media Live Encoder. When you open this up, it'll give you a couple previews. You can turn these previews on and off by checking these buttons here. And so don't be freaked out by this. When I first opened it, it looked kind of confusing, but it really breaks down very simply. 3 columns: a video column, and then a middle is audio, and this is your connection. So on the video column, let's start with that. Make sure it's set to custom. Your device you want to be CamTwist, because CamTwist is what is capturing your game. So set that to CamTwist. This you don't need to mess with. Set the format to 0.264. You don't. I don't think Twitch accepts VP6, so don't worry about that. Make sure when you click that wrench, profile should be main, level 3.1, and your keyframe frequency set to 2 seconds. Now, your frame rate here, you want this to equal what you had back in Cam Twist in the preferences. We had 30 frames per second here. You want that to match. If you have 60 frames per second here in Cam Twist and 30 frames per second in Flash Media Live Encoder, you're going to get some serious lag. So make sure this is equal to each other. 30 frames per second, 30 frames per second. The next is the input size. We have in Cam Twist, we're set to 1280 by 720. We're going to do the same here, 1280 by 720. Make sure you maintain aspect ratio. Now, here's where we may differ a little bit. The bit rate. I set my bit rate to 4000 kbps. It's really high, but I have a high upload speed, so I can stream that fast, that much. So I go here. Most people do run-of-the-mill, maybe about 1500 or 2000. You might have to do that, but just play around with the bit rate to find what setting matches your internet speed. All right, over here at output size, this should match your input, or you could go lower for a little bit lower quality. But I have mine matching. That works fine for me. I unchecked crop and deinterlace because I noticed whenever I tried to crop and deinterlace, I would drop frames like a madman. It just did not work out for me. With that being said, I'm going to go to the third column over here. Auto adjust. Anytime I clicked auto adjust and mess with any of the settings in there, I dropped frames bad. So I just unchecked that and everything started working magically. It was really good. You can save it to a file, your stream. Just check that and you can save it to your computer. I don't because it just takes up more processing power. Now going back up here, your server is going to be, if you're streaming to Twitch, it's going to be rtmp://live.justintv/app, and then your stream key is going to be the next thing you're going to get, and you're going to get that from Twitch. Now if you go to Twitch and you go to your dashboard, there's a link here called stream key, and then there's a button that says show key. You click on that, it gives you your key, you copy it, and then you paste it right into stream, and then you can hit connect, and it'll connect you to the server, and you're good to go. Now the last thing here is the audio. The device, I'm going to set it to Soundflower64CH, format ACC. This can be either one. You can choose MP3 if you want to. I'm choosing ACC. Your channels, mono or stereo, then again, it doesn't matter. Pick whichever one you like. Stereo is going to cost a little bit more bandwidth. Your sample rate, 44,100. It's very important that you set it to that because that's going to be the most common sample rate. Make sure any of your audio devices you have on your computer is 44,100. Your bit rate, depending on how much bandwidth you want to use, you can go to 128 or however high you want. I just chose something a little bit higher than mid-road, 96 kbps. Turn your volume all the way up, and you're done pretty much with Flash Media Encoder. No, you're not. Almost. Whenever you stream, you might want to make sure you uncheck input video and output video, so you're not using computer resources. I would uncheck the audio as well. Now all you have to do if you just want to stream the video is hit start, and we got the video going. But there's a couple more pieces here. open up Soundflower bed, click on that, and it doesn't open up a window. What it does is it puts an icon on the top. And what you want to do is check built-in output, because that's where it's gonna grab all of our sound from, is the built-in output of your Mac. At 64CH, just leave it at none. Now, with this being said, we can go over to our output in our preferences, change it to Soundflower to CH. So all of our sounds that our computer grabs is going to go through Soundflower to CH, which we have selected here, built-in output. So all sounds go to that, to CH. Now, the last thing we need to do to successfully get our sound working is have 2 copies of line in on your computer. You download the application and then just make a copy of it. So you'll have 2 of them on your computer. I use a Turtle Beach PX22. So on my first one, I'm going to set the input to Turtle Beach PX22, and I'm going to output to Soundflower 64CH. And I'll hit pass through to activate it. The other one, I will take the input from Soundflower 2CH and put it through to Soundflower 64CH. Basically, I'm taking all the sounds that come off of my computer and I'm moving them to 64. And so my flash media encoder is set to 64. So I'm grabbing all of that sound and then pumping it through the stream. So at this point, we will now be able to stream and have our mics running. And if you have iTunes, you can turn that on, get you some music going, and that will stream. As soon as you turn it on and it comes on, it'll be streaming right through, and you can control the volume right here. That. Now, the final thing we want to do before we actually go live with our stream is set up our Teamspeak. The basic principle of this should be the same for Teamspeak, Mumble, Ventrilo, Raid Call, OpenRaid, whatever voice application your raid team uses or your guild or whatever uses. This should pretty much be the same. So I'm going to the preferences in Teamspeak and making sure the output under playback is set to Soundflower 2CH. Okay, so that will go through there and stream properly. Okay, so now what's going to happen when we stream is we'll have all of our game will go up by itself with none of these other screens. We'll have the music from iTunes. We'll have your vent or your voice application. All the voices will be coming through. Everything that you can hear will be piped through your stream, all successfully. So the last thing we do is hit start. It's connecting. It started. So we can go over here, check out the stream, and let's just make sure that it is going through properly. It may take a minute because I'm recording and I'm streaming at the same time, so I'm using a lot of computer processing power right now, so it may seem a little bit slow. I don't exactly have the fastest computer on the planet, far from it. And I'll show you what I'm using in just a second. Actually, while that is coming up, I'll show you what I have. I'm using... Uh-oh, the page just went dead on me here. Let me kill that page. refresh. Oh, okay, something's going wrong. But anyway, what I'm using is a 2.8 gigahertz Intel Core i7, 16 gigabytes of 1067 megahertz DDR3. So that is what I'm using. Yes, and as you can see, it is an older model, 2.8 gigahertz Intel. Let's see here. I'm going to try to refresh this one more time. Looks like it might go through. Hope you got some good music playing. The reason I'm not playing music, a lot of people play music while they do these tutorials, but I prefer that you listen to your own music. I have a clean recording here, so you are available to listen to your own music while you are watching this tutorial, and your music doesn't clash with mine. But I'm having a problem with my plug-in for some reason or other. And it's probably because I'm streaming, or recording and streaming at the same time. Yeah. So close that. See if I can open up Mozilla here. Mozilla seems to be working a lot better than the Google Chrome for some reason. Loading, coming on. And there we go. You can see we got a live stream, and it was kind of jittery. But anyway, we had our live stream, and it was going through. So close that. And that concludes the tutorial. Thanks guys for watching. Be sure to click the subscribe button below if you learned anything from this. Leave some comments if you have questions. Sorry about the hang-up with Google Chrome. I don't know what was wrong with that, but the Firefox took care of it. So you guys have a good one. Thanks.